Yo, what's good, everybody? Welcome back to another episode, another day. Starting to slow down a little bit. It's getting a little warm, and I'm getting kind of old and lazy. Trying to enjoy somewhat of the break that I have, but just want to give you guys somewhat of a update on the car, on the GTR. So it's in. My buddy Trent came, helped me knock this thing out. Got it back in the car like a wise man this time. I took the turbo off. Let's see. Just put that in there for now. Just slowly but surely getting this thing back together. Finally got the front mount intercooler on. Got my trigger kit mocked up at the moment. I'll do another video and talk about that sometime in the future. Played around with a technique I'm going to talk about a little bit, but not much. But yeah, like I said, it's slowly getting there. I did have a couple of nicks again on the bay, but this time around definitely not as bad as before. As my remote oil filter set up. Running in a oversized Fox body or just a 302 oil filter there. Now continue running that for added capacity. But as you can see, no tricks, no gimmicks. As promised, I went in with stainless steel hardware. It's stainless steel hardware for those that don't know. Down in there, I don't know if you can really see it. Let me get a light. You can see that? That's all stainless steel hardware now. So everywhere I could get it, and where it made sense, I went in with stainless steel hardware. I'm going to wind up changing this here. Finally got my dress-up bolt kit for the RB26 cam cover. I don't know why it took me so long. It was only like $15 shipped to the house, to my door. But that's what these guys is, so now that's nice. Tight, but I got to pop this back off. Something I got to talk about in the future. But yeah, so like I said, it's in there. There's the extended sump that caused all this madness in the beginning. But got a new belt. There's another belt that I got to get. I'll talk about because that's what this video is about. And there's a new technique that I learned on my hardware, if you see it. And it's not, I know it's not going to pick up the detail on the camera, but guys, this isn't zinc plating, and it's not powder coated. I learned the technique. Damn, I wish you guys could see it. It looks pretty neat in person. I mean, it's close to zinc, close enough for me. A little bit more durable, I think. But I like the way it's popping off my bay. It gives it like this OE plus vibe with that rail. And I think it just plays nice. I got gold accents already going, so that's going to play nice. Got a big surprise for my plenum. I'll wait to talk about that. So yeah, man, it's back in. Like I said, more of those stainless steel bolts that I'm a firm believer of. Like I said, I did get a nick going back in, so I got to fix that, clean that up a little bit. But other than that, man, I'm really happy with the way that this thing came out. There's no camera tricks. You can see the crane is back there. Transmission is in the hole where it's supposed to be. And I'll talk about what I did underneath a little bit down the road. And there is, you guys wanted to see it installed on the car. There's the HPR tuning head drain. So you can see the distance or clearance that you have with the firewall. If you guys are curious. I guess I can't show it, but just from up top. Maybe I'll go around on the other side. So I still got to put my ABS and all back in. I'm going to run ABS on this car. Yeah, I guess you can't see it. I'll have to get a light again, and there you go. Hopefully that shows up a little bit better. You guys can see how it looks. So yeah, so this is where I'm at right now. Like I said, one day maybe once I'm finishing this area, I'll talk about this technique that I learned. Damn, I wish you guys could see that on film, like the crazy color shifts in that. But that's here nor there. So today, just a quick video. I want to kind of finish buttoning up the front end. It's just one thing missing for me. I'm not going to run AC on the car, but I am going to run power steering, right? So I'm not going to do like I did on my DA. And plus 275 with tires, it's kind of a bear without power steering. That'd be pretty tough to manage. It wouldn't be fun. It would definitely cut away from the fun. So anyways, I'm gonna run power steering on this car, super grippy tires, wide tires. But today it leads me right up to this point here. The one thing that I love doing is doing things twice, 3, 4, 5 times over. It's a joke. I really don't like doing it, but sometimes when you've been in a rush, as you can see, or you just may not know any better, you can create yourself a dilemma. So some years back when I started taking this thing apart, the car apart of course, I decided to ditch hikers just because of all of the horror stories that I had heard in regard to it. So I was scared, I was really scared about it, and I didn't know, honestly, I didn't know any better, right? So now that I know better, like I said, I ditched hikers and I modified this to a single stage pump on my own, because again, these cars, parts of these things are getting rare, hard to find. Now companies have went with like an electronic power steering you can get for these cars. It's a couple of different options than it was when I first picked this thing up back in 2016. But long story short, I wound up modding the pump on my own, and I wish I didn't. So a year after I did this, there was a company that popped up in Arizona called 26 Engineering. And what 26 Engineering did was they actually they make a kit that converts your dual hicus stage pump for the GTR to a single stage style pump. And they did that by making a billet shaft that's actually shorter than the one that comes from the factory, because you got this big long pump dual stage for your hicus, for your rear steering. And then they also manufacture a plate. And the main reason why I wanted to do this is not just because of the scarcity of parts, but then also in here, you can kind of see it a little bit. There we go. Down in there is a bushing. And that shaft, this end, rides on that bushing. So once I pop this thing apart, I'll show you more, but I wind up destroying that bushing. And my pump did not have that bushing anymore. But as you can see, it spins freely. But again, I didn't want to take a chance with running the car without the proper stuff, right? So this was inexpensive. I got it on a Black Friday sale, man, probably like 4 years ago now. And in that kit, it comes with the new shaft, a new rear plate, comes with new hardware, all new hardware. And then it also comes with a new seal, factory seal, the shaft seal, new O-rings, new snap ring, a full rebuild kit. And then it also, if you wanted to, at the time he was running a special, you could opt out for a AN fitting, as you can see. Looks just like the factory flange, the same. Let me get that out of there. So this is the flange here where your return would go. And of course, there's two of them because it's a dual stage, right? So just back in the days, I think people would hack this off. They would weld it or modify it. But now they make flanges. So I picked up this flange from them as well. And what I was trying to tell you guys, you can see it's the same thickness and everything. However, in my haste, when I was doing this retrofit before this thing came to market, there was companies that were selling just this adapter, as you can see. So you would get this, and then you would just get your A in, and you know, put that right in there. And that's what I wind up doing. So I have a spare for the future if I ever need it. And yeah, so I'm just going to go ahead and modify this, go over some pointers, some things that you guys need to know. I've loosened this up already just so you wouldn't waste no time. So I'm going to go ahead and finish taking this thing apart, disassemble it, and then just go over the details that you need to know if you're going to do this on your own. So hold tight. All right, guys, I'm back. So you get your plate off, your end plate, and once you get to the back side of your pump, just imagine if this stuff was still together. Yeah, I don't want to lose those little guys. But you'll wind up getting these out, which is like the vane holders for the actual pump, right? So you get that out of there, and then it has your vanes, which are these little guys. Hopefully I'm not distorting that, but yeah, these are the vanes. And you got to pay attention to your orientation on the way that it goes in there. So you're looking at your vane holder. So if you're looking at your vane here, it's one side is flat and another side is actually rounded, right? So the flat side will go inside of the actual vane holder, and if you can see that curve, well, that curve is the one that's going to go up against the wall of your pump, which is this here. So the round edges is going to ride up against this. If you go the other way, bilge pressure, it may grab. You may have some bad times. I'm gonna go ahead and pop some gloves on real quick. I don't gotta keep wiping my hands, and that's why I actually have the alcohol over here. Works pretty good to cut the oil or grease off your hands. You know, it's better than it definitely gets it cleaner and drier than just trying to wipe it. And then also, you don't want to be using this on your skin. All right, so once you get that out of there, you'll be faced with some dowel pins, and I got to show you this as well because this is very important. When we're going back together with this thing, you got two different dowel pins. You would have the dowel pins that came out of the front, and you would actually have the dowel pins that came out of the rear housing. When you go to put this back together, you guys can see this. This way. When it goes back together, you're going to want to use the longer pins to locate everything. Trust me. You don't want to use the short ones. You want to use the long ones. And if you want to know where those dowel pins are, they're actually in the housing, the rear housing. Right? So that's what you want to use. Another important thing that you want to pay attention to when you take this boy apart, on the housing, there's letters, right? And then on your other part of your vane holder, there's letters stamped into this. I don't know if it shows up on the camera. There's letters stamped into it. So what you want to do now you know if this was the rear section, right? You're using the rear vane holders because they're actually shorter and thinner. But you'll know if those letters were stamped into here, that means when you go to put your new stuff on, the letters need to be out, or they need to face you when you're looking at the pump. So say you're putting your pump back together, these should not go inside of here like this. They need to be facing you like that when you go to put this back together. Another thing too, what I was trying to tell you guys, it's a little height difference, but that little height difference is significant. If you guys can see that on film, I'm not sure. But you want to use everything from the rear when it comes to the things for your vane holders, right? So you'll have this piece and you'll have this piece from the rear. And this piece here is actually a thinner spinner. I can get that on camera pretty good, I believe, for you guys. As you can see that they're thinner from the rear and they're not as tall. So you want to use this because what you're doing is you're removing, or you're making the pump smaller. So you want to use everything that's going to be smaller and it's not going to drag and cause interference on your pump once it goes back together. So once you get all of that stuff squared away, there is a snap ring in here. So I want to get that snap ring out so we can get the shaft out of here. The good thing is with the kit that I have it included, you see, you take the snap ring pliers and you get your snap ring out. Go ahead and place that down, and I'll keep this one out because now I know this snap ring pliers is the one that works. That's the meal ticket. So once you get that squared away, what you want to do now is you're going to want to gently get a dead blow hammer, piece of wood, and tap on the back side to dislodge your shaft. Hopefully it comes out easy, and you don't have to like get a press. Now I gotta find my dead blow. Hi guys, I'm back. Regularly scheduled programming. As you can see, here's the old shaft with the bearing pressed on it. I got it out, right? Now the other thing I wanted to show you guys, I need to open this up so I can really show you now the comparison with what I had done in ignorance and what I was fearful of after doing research and finding this. And I was actually going to run this setup until it gave me problems, and I was just going to upgrade to like electronic power steering, but thank God I don't need to anymore. So here is the 2.6 engineering rear plate cast. It's beautiful. I don't even know if this is a factory piece, man, the way this thing looks, but it's amazing. There is the bushing. Hopefully you guys can see that. This is the factory part, and if you look, there is no bushing in there. I had to get the new shaft, or not the new shaft, but the modified shaft that I had done the work. I had to get that bushing out of there, just because the shaft was that much fatter. Because from the factory, the shaft at its end here. The shaft at its end is tapered, and as you can see, this is my modification, right? Just did that with a grinder wheel at my home, and this is the old the rear plate. As you can see, it sits in there and it spins. However, that's not the correct way to go. As you can see, maybe not, but it was going to wear. It was going to cause me problems. When the modification that I had done in ignorance was going to cause me problems. Imagine that. Let me get that other pin out of there so I ain't fear of losing that. Another thing, too, that I had to do to get this thing to work, if you see here from the factory, I had to notch that. I had to clearance that, right? 2.6 engineering has the same notching. As you can see, way more professional of a clearance job, and it has way more meat on it, like as it should in that area. But this is all done by hand at home. the best I could do with it. But this here is specifically made to clearance the back side of your bracketry on your RB. And you can see it, I don't think it is factory because it doesn't have the same castings, unless this is like a, it still could be. It could be just from a non-hicas car. But if not, man, that guy is a machine wizard. If he was able to machine that piece. So, once you got it broken down to this point, as you can see, there's nothing else in there except for your seal here. Since I have it, I'm just going to go ahead and pop this old seal out and put a new seal in real quick. Just looking over everything, making sure there's nothing that I missed. And once you get your plunger out, there's a larger O-ring that's here. There's your wave washers. It's not one, it's actually two thin wave washers. It's got all right. Seal is out. It's been totally destroyed, but seal is out of there. Thank God I didn't scratch up my housing or anything trying to get that out of there. But as you can see, once it's out of there, you got like gunk or grime or dirt or anything, now's the time to catch it and get it out of there before you have major problems down the road. Just inspecting every little nook and cranny that I can while I have this thing out. Okay, but it's definitely some dirt and all in there, so I'm gonna take my brake clean and wash that out. And then while you, like I said, while you're here, go ahead and get your O-ring out. That O-ring comes out fairly easy. You see, that's the main O-ring, the big kahuna. And the kit comes with a new one. Comes with a whole new set. As I showed you at the start of this video. Just trying to be careful. I need to find my utility knife, a pair of scissors. Alright guys, hopefully last time off camera. There's the new O-ring, main O-ring that I'm going to put in. Here's the new gasket, OE gasket that it comes with. You see there's no gimmicks. Here's the old one. Here's the new one. Gotta get this stuff separated so I don't wind up putting the old stuff back in. I'm not that bad, hopefully. Then it also comes with some other old off camera. I'm not going to keep the camera rolling because I don't feel like editing all of that out. So I'm going to go ahead, clean this thing out with the brake clean, get all that out of there, and then I'll be back. Alright guys, I got this thing all cleaned up. I want you guys to see the end results, and then we're going to start putting this thing back together. Putting on my trusty Harbor Freight gloves and running the sail. Now, there's a couple ways you can do this when you're putting it back together, but you don't want to go back dry, right? So as you can see, this thing is dry. It's cleaned out, really nice inside. Got all the grime and muck and dirt out of there as I could. So, like I said, you don't want to put this back dry. So you can run like a, you can do like ATF or whatever when you're putting this back together. But for me, I have this ultra slick assembly lube, engine lube. I've had it since the days of me rebuilding my DA Integra. You guys remember that? It's on this channel. This video's still up. Surprisingly, a lot of people are still chiming in for that car. All right, guys, if you're wondering what I was extensively working on, I was getting that plunger back in, but also that plunger is where your pins are going to go, like that. And these pins also go into your housing as well, as you can see there. So yeah, I had to get that lined up so that way the rear housing, you know, could go on there. I'm gonna get this pin out of there. Mirroring shaft is keyed for the smaller hole, which is this one here on this side. I can demonstrate that a little bit better. As you can see, that would never work properly, and this is the smaller of the two, as you can see, but it holds it. So that's what you want. And as you can see, the 2.6 engineering shaft comes with a new bearing and everything. Not as crazy as I used to be, just wasn't comfortable with my back to the door in this alleyway of where I live in my neighborhood. And again, I'm just being generous, getting this assembly lube on everywhere that I can. Just don't want to put this thing together dry, like I said, man. We treat it like a motor. Oh my God. Oh no. Okay. I would say, guys, I made the biggest rookie mistake in the world. But we're good. All right. So, what in the... Guys, if you could see this, this is probably the biggest mosquito in the freaking world, man. Just blasted him back to whatever universe he came from. I've never seen a mosquito that big in my life. All right, so as you can see, you got this in there. You can do this dry, or if you're not comfortable, you can put this in heat, warm water. You can actually put this shaft in the freezer, let it shrink a little bit. But as you can see, the tolerances are pretty good. It kind of slipped right in. Just got to give it a little persuasion. So I'll be right back. Of course, guys, in typical fashion, I am having a problem with my shaft actually hanging up on the housing. So just looking at this, I might have to gingerly heat this up, which isn't bad. I got the gas to do it. But yeah, I'm thinking I might just have to heat this up real quick because I don't have enough time to freeze this thing. So I'm trying to put a little heat on it. So just bear with me. I'm going to go ahead, pause the video, and then I'll be back. And don't worry, fluid will get behind these things and push them out. You feel like you pushed them in too far. You don't have to worry about none of that. As you can see, now you'll have the veins in there. Just you run your finger around it, make sure they push down and seat it. And hopefully, I don't know now, you might be able to see the curve as I was saying before. And as you can see it, this is how she's going to rotate inside of the actual pump itself. And like I was saying, fluid is actually going to be pushing up against that and pushing those veins out. So don't you worry. And as you can see, but again, fluid's going to come in and push those out. So I'll be fine once it's ready to start up. Last thing, you don't have to put it on there, but around your O-ring on your new seal, without trying to be super messy. And you gotta pay attention to the way this thing goes on. Let me show you guys once I get this set down in there. So this is the incorrect way to put that gasket on. The way I have it right now. This is the correct way that this gasket needs to go on. As you can see, has that hole where the bolt can go through it cleanly. Because this one is actually a port over there. And once you get this back together, it should spin without any weird feelings or bindings. Feels good to me. Go ahead and clean this pulley up. You see, I'm spinning it. Clean my pulley up, and then I should be ready to rock and roll. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed this video. I'm gonna chop it down. Try to keep it under 30 minutes, but yeah, that's it, guys. There's some torque specs for these bolts. I don't know off the top of my head, and I didn't want to get on camera and lie and make something up. So just consult the service manual if you can. Just make sure you get the right torque on these, and you should be good to go. So, yep, that's the install of the 2.6 Engineering power steering pump rebuild refresh kit, hicas delete kit, I should say. Make it a single stage pump. So as always, guys, I really appreciate you. Hope you guys enjoying again your summer, enjoying your life, enjoying your family. Take care, you guys. Till the next episode. Peace.